Hello, my name is Felicity Taylor and today we're going to be resetting for a new month, and I'm going to take you through how I reset for a new month and my reset routine. This month we're obviously going to be resetting for August. So today we have already woken up at 5 a.m, gone to the gym. I don't always wake up at that hour. That was purely because my partner also wakes up and goes to the gym with me. He works a 9 to 5, so we wake up really early to go to the gym. I'm not always a 5 a.m. girly, but I woke up at 5 a.m, went to the gym. I had an everything shower, washed my hair, shaved my legs. Next, I am going to be picking this month's book club pick. I do a book club with a bunch of my friends and I cannot make a decision for the life of me. So I'm going to lay them all out and send her a text and be like, Then I am going to journal and reflect on the past month, set goals and habits for the new month, review my calendar and monthly plans, meal prep, and and take you through a bit of my night routine, get cozy and wind down after a productive day. So if you like the idea of that, keep watching. Let's go. Okay, to start with, we've got Promise Me Sunshine by Carly Bastone. Okay. Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. The Wedding People. Lessons in Chemistry. I thrifted that, hence the damage. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Can you tell I'm in a Jessa Hastings mood? Okay, so I just finished getting ready for the day. So I put on my jewelry and I feel a little cutesy and ready. Let's get chatting about my monthly reflection. So this is where I ask myself 5 simple questions every month. I have been doing it for the past 3 years. And these questions are what work best for me. So let's start with number 1. You can follow along if you want to. If not, that's completely fine. The first and most important thing I do is look back on last month's goals. So if you didn't have any goals, well, then that was easy because you have nothing to look back on. I personally didn't really set any goals for July, but I can look back at June's goals, which mainly consisted of habits, and I can kind of see how consistent I was and how non-consistent I was. And as you can see, as the month ended, I got sick, so I just completely stopped it completely. But I'll pop here on the screen what I use usually to track my habits and goals. This is by Code Plenty, I believe. I'll link them down below. I got it off Etsy. But as you can see, there's a lot of things I can be consistent at. I don't really go out and drink that often. And I can drink a litre of water. I usually just have my Stanley with me all the time. I hate to be one of those people, but yes, I do have a Stanley. Do I have an Owala? No. Personally, I have beef with Owalas, but that's another story. I like to read a lot. I usually read fiction, but sometimes I read non-fiction. And yeah, I've really just been trying to focus on having 3 well-balanced meals. These kind of goals are still something I'm working on and working towards. In hindsight, my step goal is something that severely lacks throughout the days. I find I'm very just stuck at my desk all day, so I don't really move that much. I did recently purchase a treadmill / walking pad, so I'm hoping to change that going into August. But yeah, especially with the rainy weather we've had lately, it's been impossible to walk literally anywhere. Right now it's a beautiful sunny day. I'm probably gonna go on a walk later, but yeah, these past few weeks I've genuinely not seen this much rain in Perth. But anyways, next thing I do is second, look at the highlights. So sitting here thinking off the top of my head, I probably can't think of anything that was a really big highlight, but I know I can go onto my phone and I scroll through my camera roll. And look at what I did last month. Yeah, I made sushi with my boyfriend. Pop that on the screen. I did lots and lots of book shopping. And I went and hung out with one of my friends in the city, which was really fun. I trained in and yeah, had a good little girls' day. Oh, and I've really been enjoying Biscoff rolls from my favorite cafe. And that in fact is a highlight from this month. So those are my highlights. I jot these all down in my journal. What did I learn this month? I feel like this is gonna sound so cliche, but I feel like I learned nothing changes if nothing changes, and you really have to focus on being the change you want to see. Like, it's not like a fake it till you make it kind of situation. You have to be the person you want to become to see the results, which sounds very cliche and very straightforward, but I've just found myself waking up and putting in the hours and actually putting in the time. You do actually get results. Shocking, I know, crazy discovery. You're never gonna have heard of this before, but that's just something I really learned this month. Those quotes are something that really stood out to me this month, and I'll chuck that all down in my journal. What did I do well at? I kind of talked about this before in my goals, but I do try to focus on non-related goals. So my reading, which isn't really a goal, it's kind of a goal, but not really. That's something I did really well at this month. I read 5 books. I love to read, but I've been in such a slump, like I said. So I feel like I did pretty well at consistently reading. I did well at responding to text messages. If you know me in my personal life, you know I am the worst texter ever. And I feel like I did a bit better at getting to text messages faster. I'm sure my brother is going to completely disagree with that statement, but I think I did a little bit better. Just a little bit. Those were the main things I would say I did well at. What can I improve on? I can improve on my steps, as I mentioned, but I feel like that is almost something out of my control. So something in my control that I can improve on would be getting to bed earlier so I can wake up earlier. Yeah, that's something I can improve on. That's well and truly in my control. So yeah, those are like my 5 main reflections. And I feel like it's always good. I feel like you're naturally gonna have a bias to the last week of the month, because that's like in the top of your memory. But that's why I like to go through my camera roll and just kind of, I don't know, look at memories and see what I can remember and see what I can't. Yeah, see what comes to mind, honestly. And yeah, so let's get into my goals and habit setting for August. Okay, we have moved ever so slightly, and now hopefully you're seeing what I can see, which is my goal and habit tracker. Okay, first thing I usually do is go over my 2025 goals and have a look at anything that I want to prioritize or work on or things like that. So here are my 2025 goals. I may have blurred some of them out. I don't know exactly what I'm going to share on the internet just yet, but the first and easiest to start off with is 25 books. So according to my math calculations, I should be at least book 17 by the end of August, and I'm currently sitting at, on my Fable, 10. So you can see my little flower is sleeping. So that's not ideal. So I'm going to try and be realistic. This month was a bit of like a crazy month for me, reading 5 books. I'm going to say read 3 books. So that's almost a book a week. I feel like that's kind of achievable. So there'll be like the book club book, and then maybe I'll get to read Magnolia Parks. I'm not too sure. I really prefer to try and choose goals that are like actually kind of trackable, but I found a lot of the goals I set at the beginning of this year aren't very trackable, so that's kind of annoying. I might actually jump around a bit and go to, like, I guess you could say like career goals. I want to upload 4 YouTube videos, achievable video a week, and then for Instagram, I want to try and upload at least twice a week. So that would be post 8 posts on Instagram. And then I would like to finalize my portfolio website. For financial goals, I don't really want to share any of my finances on the internet, which I'm sure you can't blame me for, but we'll leave that one blank for now. My wellness goals, I do actually kind of want to start like a 75 soft-esque challenge. So I have a list of like habits that I want to do there. So I'll just put like 75 soft challenge, because that will kind of be my main focus. And then for personal goals, I'm only going to add 2 more because I don't like adding too many goals. I know it may look like I have basically no goals, but I really want to focus on my health and fitness in the month of August. You know what I might do? I might put it under wellness, which is a bit crazy, but I would like to finish a non-fiction book, because I've been buying some recently and I have actually kind of been craving to read one of those. So I'll put that on my list, but I want to focus on, well, I don't know, how should I word this? I will say be disciplined with my morning and night routine. So yeah, I think these are my main goals. I know realistically it's like what, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 goals. I feel like that's pretty good for a month. Kind of like 2 goals a week ish. And then I try not to break them down week by week. I usually just kind of wing that part of it. But for my habits, I am going to copy and paste them. As I said, I think I'm going to do a whole video on the 75 soft and how I'm going to do it and kind of track that experience. I just got back from my doctor's appointment. I just had a checkup to make sure I'm alive and well. And then I went out on a coffee date with my mum. It is now 3:41, you can barely see that. And I am going to start planning out my content for the next month. This is something I'm trying to incorporate into my reset. Obviously, if you don't make content online, you don't really need to incorporate this, but this is something I am learning to start incorporating into my reset. I've got my laptop here, and I thought a change of scenery would be nice, so I'm on my bed. You can see my little Kobo Kindle holder in the background. But yeah, and I'm also going to write out my my plans. I like to physically write it out, as I said earlier, because I don't know, it just feels a bit more concrete and permanent rather than typing it. So I've been sat here tip-tapping away on my laptop, and I just made myself a little, I want to say midday matcha, but it is in fact 5 p.m. So evening matcha. I made myself a little strawberry matcha. Is that not delicious looking? Apologies, I was rudely cut off by my card being full, but I am still sitting here. I am currently, as I mentioned, working on my content plan. I have done half of March. I'm just finishing up the final bits. I do it all on Notion. If you're ever curious about any content you'd like to see, comment down below. I would love to know what you'd like to watch. I'm going to get back to finishing this off, and yeah, and then we can go into a relaxing afternoon, because a monthly reset routine is not complete without self-care. So I did wake up early and do a workout, which technically is self-care, but tonight we're going to be doing more cozy and relaxing activities, which I am so excited to do. Mainly read. I really want to finish my book tonight. Wow, this lighting is not doing me any favors, but as you can tell, it is much later. I currently have my little salt lamp on. See my tripod from where I was filming earlier. And yeah, I have been working on my social media content way past when I said I would. I kind of got a bit focused, or I kind of got a bit like too into it and I couldn't put it down, but it is now 7:20 p.m. and I am about to go have a nice relaxing bath and read my book and finish off my matcha. I shouldn't really be having caffeine so late, but